Is Brock a good Pokemon breeder? How do we answer this question? Well, in his 646 episodes of the show, he doesn't breed a single Pokemon. He hatches one egg, and that gets given to him because his Croagunk did a banging Politoed impression, and he eventually gives up on being a Pokemon breeder to become a Pokemon doctor. So, no. But that seems to be because the anime doesn't really work on the same rules as the games. But what if it did? How do we answer that question? Egg groups. For two Pokemon to breed, they need to share an egg group. Those groups being Monster, Human-like, Water 1, Bug, Mineral, Flying, Water 2, Fairy, Field, Water 3, Grass, Amorphous, and Dragon. Yes, they sound like someone who doesn't know anything about Pokemon trying to list Pokemon types. They're essentially a way of grouping Pokemon, not by their elemental abilities, but by their physiology or their biology. Basically, Pokemon that kind of look the same can breed and produce an egg, and Pokemon that don't really look the same. But try not to think about that. So if Brock did want to breed his Pokemon, like a Pokemon breeder, would he be able to? Well, Brock has, or has had, the following Pokemon: Steelix, Forretress, Ludicolo, Marshtomp, Croagunk, Blissey, Geodude, Crobat, Sudowoodo, Comfey, and Vulpix. How many of these can breed? If lots, Brock good breeder. If not lots, Brock bad breeder. And we're ignoring gender. Only Brock's Croagunk, Blissey, and Sudowoodo have their genders confirmed, so we'll just say they're all whatever they need to be for each pairing. Except Blissey, as that's a species that can only be female. Boom! If you have 11 Pokemon like Brock does, there are 55 possible breeding pairings. Out of a 55 maximum possible breeding pairings, Brock has 5. Marshtomp and Ludicolo, Steelix and Geodude, Steelix and Sudowoodo, Geodude and Sudowoodo, and Ludicolo and Comfey. None of his other Pokemon can breed. Not good for a breeder. 5 out of 55, that is 9%. This answers the question. No, Brock is not a good Pokemon breeder. Ironically, if Brock with his Onix and Geodude stayed as a gym leader and didn't leave to become a breeder, he'd have a breeding couple percentage of 100%. That is the moral of the story, kids. Stay in your lane.